So we're now going to talk about cognitive behavioural therapy thinking errors. So I have my care package printout in front of me so I don't forget what I'm going through, and just so I can make sure that I'm hitting each point that's in your care package so that you better understand it. So the first one, an error that we all do, is ignoring the good. So we naturally pay more attention to the bad things and ignore when something good happens. Okay, we might not completely ignore it, but the majority of the time we spend more attention focusing on the bad things than we do the good things. So an example in your care package states you get one answer wrong in your test and all you can think about is that one mistake. So putting that into context, we have 10 questions in an exam. We've got 9 out of 10 right, but what are we focused on? The one bad. If we balance that out, we've got 9 right. 90% of that test we have answered correctly, which is incredible. So why are we so focused on that one bad mark, on that one little fail? In the huge picture of it, we've done amazing, but we're focused on that one bad. Think of it like a cake. We take one slice out. There's still the rest of the whole cake. There's only one slice missing, but all we're bothered about is who's taken that one slice. The cake doesn't look right now because there's one piece missing. Why are we so focused on that? Another example in your care package is you score 2 goals in your football game, soccer game, but all you can think about is the shot that you missed. Everyone's talking about it. You missed that penalty. How embarrassing. Why didn't you score that one? So it doesn't matter that you've already scored 2 and done incredibly well. We're just focused on that one thing that's missing. You'll find this a lot at school as well, especially with gossip and rumours and things like that. Lots and lots of people will talk about that one time where your hair was sticking up, or you had something in your teeth, or that one day you came to school and you forgot something. Why are we so focused on that? Because in the bigger picture, our teeth don't normally have something stuck in it. We're normally on time, or these kinds of things, but we're so focused on that negative part, even though it's a tiny part of the bigger picture. So linking back to our thoughts, feelings and actions, if we're thinking of that one bad thing or that one little mistake, it's going to lead the rest of the cycle to be negative. The next thinking error is blowing things up. I am the worst for doing this, and we're not talking physically blowing things up, okay, just to get that out there. We're talking about making a really big deal out of something small, or making something a little bit bad seem like the worst thing ever. Have you ever been in a rush and you've got your pocket caught on the door handle? Honestly, that drives me insane and it ruins my whole day. And it's such a tiny thing, but it is enough for me to just lose it. And I feel like that only happens on a bad day. I feel like it only happens when I'm in a rush. My pocket gets caught on the door. It's so frustrating. So then another example that's given in your care package is you get a stain on your new shoes and you think they're ruined and can't be worn anymore. I mean, I can feel the pain with this. Another example, I'm not allowed to see my friends on Friday. My life is over. I have to see them on Friday. I don't care if I saw them yesterday. I don't care if I'm seeing them on Thursday and Saturday. It has to be Friday. But let's again put this into perspective. We get a mark on our shoe, wipe it off. Google someone else who've got those same trainers. How did they get that stain off? Deal with it. Not allowed to see your friends on Friday. So what? I can see them on Thursday. I can see them on Saturday. It just doesn't matter, and it absolutely shouldn't affect our thoughts, our feelings and our actions. As we go through these thinking errors, a great idea is to try and come up with one of your own examples so that we can really put this into perspective and help you understand the point that we're trying to get at here and how these thinking errors can really affect our behaviour and our attitude. Our next thinking error is fortune telling. Thinking you know what will happen in the future and that it will be bad. So anybody who suffers even the tiniest bit with anxiety will be going crazy at this one, because they are the best people at fortune telling. because our minds are forever thinking so far in advance, and our imaginations run wild with all the what ifs and maybes and possiblies that we never end up doing anything. So examples given here. I know if I ask her to the dance, this is so American, I'm so sorry, we don't really do dances here, but I love the American cheesy stuff. So I know if I ask her to the dance, she's going to say no. So then what happens? We just don't ask. And she could be there thinking, why didn't it ask me? Because it didn't fancy me. Just ask. I bet no one will come to my birthday party. This was literally like the worst thing as a child, thinking that nobody was going to turn up to your birthday party. And what happens is we don't bother doing it. We don't bother asking. We don't bother arranging anything. And we're suddenly isolating ourselves and become incredibly introverted and incredibly lonely because we're not putting ourselves out there. We're not trying these things. We're not taking risks. We're not putting ourselves in a position where something bad might happen. And if we did that, really, we'd never do anything. Okay? When we weigh up the likelihood of something actually bad happening, it's very minimal. So if I was to play with a firework and keep hold of it, something bad is probably going to happen. Hence why I don't play with fireworks. Yeah? So we make a conscious decision, yeah, based on reality, okay? Something like playing with a firework, we know is going to lead to something bad because we know that that's going to happen. Playing with fire is a big no, okay? But asking someone out or trying your test, do we know we're going to fail? Do we know we're going to get rejected? No, we don't. And you know what? That's life. Not everything is easy. Not everything is going to go the way we want to. But embrace it, because it's from those trials and from those failings that we grow and we learn. Something I always say to my young people when we're stuck in this sort of fortune-telling situation is that you will never ever lose. You are either going to win or you're going to learn. That's like a mic drop moment. Win or learn. There's no fail, there's no bad things. We win, and that's great, or we learn. So we learn for the next time we try it. The next thinking error is mind reading. So mind reading, believing you know what someone else is thinking or why they are doing something without having enough information. How many times do we do this? All the time. All the time. Even as I'm recording this video, I'm thinking that people are watching this thinking I'm an absolute crazy person, and I'm talking to myself, and it's making me a bit panicky. I'm getting a bit of a sweat because I'm thinking what you're thinking. So examples given here is that people are looking at me. They probably think that my top's ugly. Or Emma didn't invite me to a party. I bet she thinks I'm weird. True. Social media is really, really bad for it as well, because if you ever posted something, you get no likes.